Well, hello everyone, and welcome to today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I don't think I've done this sort of style or topic on my channel before, but I did have a really fun time kind of researching it and learning more about it. So if it's something you guys are into, I'd love to do more of this type of video. But without any further ado, today we are going to be talking about different places that you should never visit and why you should never visit them. So I know we don't like long intros. I say that every time, so I'm not going to bore you with that. But if you're into that, then just keep watching. Okay, so this first location we're going to be talking about is a more popular one. It is the Catacombs of Paris. So in the streets of Paris, actually beneath them, deep underneath the streets of Paris, there is this massive underground world that contains the remains of more than 6 million people. Just try to fathom that, literally like 6 million people's remains underground of the town that you're living in. Like that's enough to, fuel my nightmares. So basically the Paris catacombs were created in the late 1700s. This was after the city's cemeteries became really overcrowded, like dangerously overcrowded, and they had to come up with some sort of solution. So instead of just continuing to bury people in these overflowing graveyards, people moved human remains underground into abandoned limestone quarries. And today the catacombs of Paris are one of Paris's most famous attractions. A lot of people go there specifically to kind of learn more about this and explore this area. But a lot of people, what they don't realize is that the official tourist area that you can go in and see is only a very small fraction of the tunnels that are actually beneath the city. It expands much further than what most people realize or can imagine. I mean, think about it. It's a place that has to be able to house 6 million remains. So it's got to be pretty big. And like I said, a lot of it is actually off limits to the public. There's just kind of a small portion that you can view and explore as a tourist. The actual kind of underground network expands for hundreds of miles, and a lot of it is completely off limits to the public. But over the years, as with anything, there are explorers that have entered these forbidden sections, so the places that are not open to the tourists, and they have been discovering hidden rooms, hidden artwork, even an underground movie theater, and secret gathering spaces over the years of kind of this illegal exploration that has gone on. A lot of people issue a very cautionary type warning because since it does expand so many miles underground, it is also very easy to get lost or get stuck or both within these catacombs. If you're not careful, especially if you don't know what you're doing, it's very easy to get lost and never come back out again. There has been a lot of cases of people becoming trapped underground for days, or some people who have even just never made it out. Obviously, it's very easy to get lost because these catacombs are just a huge combination of darkness, very confusing tunnels, and also thousands of human remains, of course, that makes this place go from something that you're exploring out of curiosity to an actual living nightmare. So use that as a cautionary tale before you go exploring the catacombs illegally. What do you guys think of that? That is so scary to me. I don't even think I would want to do the touristy version. If you're into that, you're into that, whatever. But that is enough to keep me away and keep me above ground if I ever go to France. So let me know what you guys think of that. Have you heard of that before? Like I said, that's a more popular one, so I'm sure you have, but I'd love to hear your thoughts, or let me know if you've been there. That would be super cool to hear about. Okay, this next area is one of my favorites just to kind of deep dive into and discuss more. I'm super obsessed with aliens and just their existence. So I am really into Area 51, which is what we're going to be talking about. And I feel like with any of these, but especially with Area 51, I could do a whole dedicated deep dive video into a lot of the ins and outs of that particular area. So if you would like to see that, let me know. This is going to be more of a brief general overview. So Area 51 has been one of the most mysterious locations on Earth for decades at this point. Obviously, there's a lot of mystery surrounding that, a lot of legends and conspiracy theories and all of that kind of stuff. So lots to discuss. So if you don't know, Area 51 is located in the Nevada desert, and it is a highly classified military facility that has, again, fueled a lot of UFO theories, alien conspiracy theories, internet mysteries, you name it. There's probably been something with Area 51 involved. And this has been over decades and decades, of course, as well. A lot of people do believe that Area 51 is a place where evidence of alien life, extraterrestrial life is being hidden. And the truth of the matter is we truly don't know anything or everything that happens there, of course. So the US government actually officially acknowledged Area 51's existence in 2013, and they did reveal that it was used for testing experimental aircraft, including programs like the U-2 spy plane and other advanced military technology that we, just like as common people, don't always like have knowledge of or are privy to that sort of information. But the base is still highly restricted no matter what. It's like totally locked down, obviously. And so even with this like kind of information that the government provided, it still has a lot of speculation surrounding it, and regardless is still fueled with different sort of theories and conspiracies and things like that. A lot of people, of course, have tried to sneak onto the property as well, and some people have gotten really, really close to actually being able to kind of sneak into it. But the security around the facility, as you can imagine, is very, very intense, and entering restricted areas does lead to like serious consequences legally and otherwise. So a lot of people have tried but failed to infiltrate or get into this area in any sort of way. And you know, I don't know if you'll find aliens or anything like that in that area specifically, but what you will find is a lot of armed officers and people who are trying to keep you out. So again, I could go on and on about Area 51, but I did just want to include that like overview in this video because it is just such a highly talked about area. It's very classified, and even with the government coming out and acknowledging certain things, a lot of people are just like, that's not enough, you know what I mean? And there's still so many theories surrounding that. So let me know if you want a more dedicated video on that, but what do you think of that one? Okay, this next area that we're going to be talking about is the Zone of Death in Yellowstone National Park. So typically Yellowstone is known for its beautiful landscapes. It has just amazing wildlife, and it's one of the most famous national parks in America, of course. But there's a lot of hidden areas in Yellowstone, and one of those is an area named the Zone of Death. Now, this is a very mysterious section, and it covers about 50 square miles. So this area is technically a part of Yellowstone National Park, but it does fall within Idaho's jurisdiction at the same time. So some people have argued that a person accused of a crime here in this specific area could theoretically have trouble getting any sort of proper jury trial or any sort of actual consequences for the crime. And this specific area has actually fascinated and like polarized a lot of legal experts and their opinions over the years because of this specific zone and its layout and where it is specifically. Some people even argue that this is like a lawless place where you can do anything, which isn't exactly the case. And the chances of someone exploring this legal loophole can be pretty unlikely, but technically it could happen. The fact of the matter is that it is a remote sort of empty section of America where there is like this weird legal loophole, and a lot of people could take that and obviously do not the right things with that sort of information. So it is one of the most unusual places in the US because of these facts. It really is up for debate amongst a lot of people, especially like legal experts. Okay, this next location, I have definitely like heard a lot of things about it over the years, but I didn't really know that much about it until I looked more into it for this video. And that is going to be Snake Island in Brazil, which the name alone makes my skin crawl. So sorry if you're a snake lover, I'm just a little bit afraid. But this island is off the coast of Brazil, and it's literally an island that's so dangerous that the Brazilian government has banned ordinary visitors from being able to go there. You're not allowed to go there. It is illegal if you're just like an ordinary person. And it's known as Snake Island, and it's literally home to thousands and thousands of snakes. That does include one of the world's most venomous snakes, which is the golden lancehead viper. I knew nothing about this snake. I am afraid of snakes, like I said, so the name alone, that terrifies me, but it does live on this island with thousands of other types of extremely poisonous, extremely dangerous snakes. So that's enough to deter me, but not enough to deter everyone apparently. Now, this specific snake species as well, the golden lancehead viper, has evolved separately from mainland snakes, which means that its venom is incredibly powerful and an instant killer, basically. This is because the snakes on this island have had to hunt fast-moving birds that landed on the island. So over time, they like evolved and developed this venom venom that's strong enough to kill their prey very, very quickly. Obviously, these snakes are on an island, it's isolated, so they had to evolve to be able to survive and be like able to catch prey. And there's a lot of stories about this island. They all sound very terrifying, and there's even rumors that the Brazilian Navy stopped allowing visitors there after tragic accidents have happened to people. And I'm sure that there's some of these stories that have been exaggerated over time, but the fact remains that this island is very dangerous, and one wrong step could put you in a predicament that you're not going to get out of. It could make you come face to face with a very deadly snake, or thousands of them literally, and it's just not a good, safe place to be as a human, right? So please don't go there. All right, this next location is Bohemian Grove in California. So this place is deep in the forests of California. It is actually a private 2,700 acre campground, and it is known as Bohemian Grove, which sounds like it'd be a very nice, pretty place in California to go and spend your time. But this place is actually not dangerous because of nature. It's a very mysterious place, and it's mysterious because of the people who do gather there. So for over a century, the private retreat has hosted some of the most powerful and influential people in the world. This includes politicians, business leaders, celebrities. This is a very widely discussed place, and it's a very, very private place that not just the common person can get into. And because these meetings are so private, there are a lot of rumors and conspiracy theories that surround this location and have for decades and decades. One of the most famous parts of Bohemian Grove is there's a ceremony there called the Cremation of Care, which involves this giant owl statue and another sort of theatrical performance that goes on. Some people claim that the people who gather here shows us strong evidence that there are secret societies in the world that are controlling all of these world events. There's been countless famous people, world leaders, political people that have gone to Bohemian Grove and engaged in these sort of rituals and different things that have gone on. There's been people who have infiltrated this area and caught footage of it, and it's just very mysterious overall, and does fuel the theory that there are these elite people in society that are controlling everything and making things the way they are in our world, and there's really nothing the common person can do about it, right? Now, other people say it's just a unusual, weird tradition, a rich people thing, and rich people have a ton of money, so they're just gonna do the freakiest whatever things they want to do, and this is one of them. So some people think it's a lot less sinister and a lot more just rich people things. But the legends have definitely spiraled. The conspiracies have definitely grown over the years into something much more sinister, if you will, okay? But again, at the end of the day, a lot of what happens in this area is fully private and can only be speculated, and that's why this mystery still fascinates people all these years later. Again, this is another topic I've heard a lot about over the years, and I could definitely do more of a deep dive style video in. I'm a little bit scared too when it comes to the elites of the world, but a lot of people have talked about this location and this theory over the years and have just a lot of different ideas of what might be going on. So let me know if that is something you'd be interested in learning more about, or if you have more information on Bohemian Grove. I'd love to talk to you about it and learn more, because this one is just one of those that's so up in the air, no one knows what's actually going on. So of course theories can just grow and grow and grow, but it is so mysterious at the same time, and it is why? If there's nothing weird or sinister or freaky going on, then why is it so secretive, So let me know. This next one again has to do with an island, and this island particularly is called North Sentinel Island in India. So what's fascinating about this is it's this island where there's basically an entire civilization that has intentionally rejected the modern world, and this has happened for thousands of years. So this island is located in the Bay of Bengal, and it's home to the Sentinelese people. I hope I'm saying that right. I feel really bad when I pronounce things incorrectly. But it is one of the last untouched or uncontacted tribes in the earth. And so really there's not a lot of information, almost nothing known about their culture, their language, or their way of life, because they have chosen to remain isolated, like I said, for all of these years. And the people of the tribes have also made their wishes very clear. Anyone who goes to this island will be met with hostility, and it will not fare well in that person's favor. They're very much stay away from us. We don't want any contact with the outside world. They want to keep continuing to live the way that they're living, So yeah, anyone who approaches the island is typically going to be met with hostility, violence, not going to be welcomed. And there, I'm sure as you've heard, have been several incidents where outsiders have attempted attempted to make contact and they were killed by the people there. And the reason this island is protected as well is not because the tribe is dangerous, not at all. It's because at this point, outside contact to the tribe could be devastating for the tribe members specifically. They have had, think about it, truly no exposure to modern diseases. And so even something as common as like the flu or a cold could potentially wipe out a large portion of their population, which would be devastating and not what we want for them, right? And so the Indian government has made it illegal to approach the island. This protects the people in the tribe and also anyone who might try to visit. So again, let me know what you think of that. That one is very interesting to kind of think about, and also interesting because there's not a lot of information out about it because it is an untouched area, but also such fascination. And the fact that people do try to go and like sort of infiltrate these people is a little bit wild. All right, guys, and that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this kind of new topic that I discussed on today's video, and if you did, please let me know. And if you would like to hear more about some different interesting places in the world, please let me know. I'd love to do another one of this type of video on this channel. Also, if you want those deep dives, let me know that as well. And if you've been to or near or around any of these places, or if you've heard about them and have your own version or stories of what might have gone on, I'd love to hear more about it. I love talking to you guys in the comments, and I love knowing what you want to see as well. So let me know what you think though. Let me know which location was your favorite today, and until next time, I'll see you guys then.